All right, guys, 2015 Altima. We got a leaking water pump. We're gonna remove the belt, and there you go. The water pump is leaking crazy. So we're gonna pull on the tensioner. We're gonna stick a bolt right here, and then we're gonna probably end up removing the tensioner itself, and then we'll get the water pump out. Big job, critical job. So that water pump is crazy bad, and this guy's overheating. I showed you guys diagnostic earlier, and so we're gonna put a 17 millimeter over here. And we're gonna stick a bolt onto right there slot so the tensioner can stay in one spot. So I removed the belt with the 17 millimeter from right here. I'm gonna take out the tensioner. It's a 13 millimeter and a 13 millimeter. So I got my tools ready here. And remember, we usually put a pin in the side here for the tensioner to stop. But we're not doing that because the tensioner needs to get out of my way so I can remove this bolt over here. So if you need to change this tensioner, same procedure. It's a 13 millimeter and a 13 millimeter bolt here. Once they're loose, okay, you cannot remove it by hand. Let's see how I'm gonna get these. I'll get them off though, somehow, some way. Okay, here goes nothing. That's a 13 millimeter there, and it's 13 millimeter there. Pretty much our tensioner. It's gonna be pretty big. Oh, there goes my bolt all the way down there. That's fine. So if you got a bad tensioner, that's how you know to replace this baby. We'll put it back together later. So keep the bolt in order. But look at that water pump. We got a lot of access to it. So we got 1 bolt, 2 bolt, 3, 4. We got a whole bunch of bolts. So what I want to do is I want to remove the top bolts first, and then we'll come back to the bottom bolts. And usually that's how your water pump will fail. I'm doing good. I took off the tensioner. I took off the 2 bolts from right over here. I can reach it from right here and right there. Now I got 1 or 2. Hopefully there's not a 4th bolt. So what I want to do is I want to loosen this guy next, one of these, and from right here I'm able to do that. There you go. That one should be loose. Should have used a shorter socket, but not a lot of tools are fitting in this spot. This is not gonna work there. So I gotta definitely lose it with my deep socket. You know, I have a short socket there too. I'll get that next. So this is now time for this baby to come loose. So like I said, hopefully there's not a 4th bolt. And my car's like jacked up a little bit too high. So what I wanna do is I'm gonna take this next. I'm going to take off this bolt, and a lot of antifreeze started to come down. It's going to be a big splash here. So what I want to do is I want to loosen this up. I want to leave that last bolt over here, this one right here, in, and I'll loosen that up a tiny bit amount, and this is all going into my bucket here. Drop my light in that baby one time. But here comes the pump. So this is like almost 2-hour job, I would say, maximum. And if things are not working your way, it can probably take you 3 hours. But even if it takes you 4 hours, no problem. I'm just turning the bolt by hand now. You're not going to see it, but that's what I'm doing here right now. Very difficult spot. A lot of room for me to work, but for the camera, not a lot of spot. But here it is, 3 bolts I took out so far, 10 millimeter. So the pump started to shoot out some antifreeze. And I need that. Give me that rough back. The green, the skinny green back handle. Yep. I need this. I know it's gonna get dirty, but everything is greasy here, Ralph. You're gonna get dirty too today. Yep. But there's your pump. It's loose. It's almost out. All I got is 1 bolt left, and we haven't received the pump, so we got the job halfway through before we even receive the pump. But what I'll do is, okay, there you go. You got a lot of antifreeze in there. I gotta get out of the way a little bit and keep my electric drill out of the way, and we're gonna see, let it drain out, you know. So throw me this, push me this rag with your foot or something.
This one?
Anyone. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this cloth here, and I'm gonna turn because my hands are slippery on that bolt. So I'm using the bolt. I'm using this to grab the bolt with. Okay, it's coming out. I'm stretched out like a little Oreo cookie here. The car's kind of a little high. It's like trying to reach all the way up there. We're not going to have the car a little bit down, but I'll do that later. So these pumps will fail. How many miles do you have on the car, Ralph?
213.
He has 213,000 miles on this car. And this is the first time we're doing the pump. Okay, so the pump lasted really long for him. It's coming. So the pump is putting a load on this bolt and my finger's kind of getting tired. So the pump, weight of the pump is putting a load on the bolt. That's why it's taking me so long to turn this guy. But with two hands, you should be able to get it out easily. There's the fourth bolt. So all four bolts are out. And let's see if our pump can come out this way. That's another bullshit by Nissan here. So we can't get the pump out this way. Which way can we get it out? Can we get it out to the back? We can't get it to the back. The pump is loose, but we can't get it out in any direction. Unless we're slick enough, and we're not slick enough. We're gonna take out that crank pulley, but I'm not sure if that's compressed crank pulley, but that might be my option there. Okay, we're definitely gonna have to make more room here. Definitely gonna have to remove that crank pulley. Okay, I took out the bolt for the crank pulley, but this might be one of those compressed crank pulleys that probably not gonna come out. My hands is all greasy and oily, so let me see if I can wiggle this guy out. Give me that green pry bar. So if it's a compressed pulley, I'm not gonna proceed it any further than that. But let's see what I can do here. So I'm not sure if it's a compressed pulley, but I don't want to mess with it. I think I mess with that. I gotta put that bolt back in. But this damn pump needs to come out, but we're not taking out the AC compressor. There's no room going up. And there's no room coming down here. Nope, there's no room coming down either. Okay. Yeah, definitely not coming this way. Okay. It's gotta freaking come this way. It's like looking right at me. Okay, I'm gonna have to go around. I got grease all over. I'm gonna have to go around, figure out one side. I don't know which side it's gonna be, but once I get it out, I'll show you which side I got it out. Okay, guys. Got the pump out. So the pump pretty much fell in my hand. What I did was, this is loose. Ralph, don't forget to tell me that you gotta tighten that. So I used the pry bar. What I did with the pry bar was, I took this pry bar and I yanked the mount engine just like that. A little bit, all I needed was a 1/4 of an inch. And the pump just fell right in my hand. So the reverse procedure, here's the pump. Ah, back hurts. So remember, this pump was leaking right from in there. It will leak right from right there. It will leak from that hole right there. That's how it leaks, because the seal goes bad inside. So 4 bolts, 1, 2, 3, 4. This baby's out of the way. Give me a clean rag from the back. There's a bag back there. So yeah. So we're gonna take out the old seal. Very important, you take out the old seal. The seal has this little groove right here, so it holds itself. It goes into the holes. And let's see, can you open that package for me? Give me this first. So make sure this is nice and clean. Usually the backing doesn't get dirty at all, so your pump will not leak. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is, and there's our seal right here. Okay, so this is the seal. I was wondering how I'm gonna get the seal in there, because the pump is not gonna allow it. So the seal goes into that hole up there, and there's a hole down here. That's a perfect spot they made. At least they thought of something good. So there's your seal. Perfect. I'm gonna show you guys the pump here. Can you get this pump off for me, Ralph? This is my buddy Ralph from high school. And We're using the Ascene water pump. Good stuff. It's like $110, $11, something like that. There's the pump part number, and there's our pump. If this guy fails, it'll be another 100,000 miles. Okay, hold on to this. So my friend Ralph is gonna help me here. So, Mr. Ralph.
Yes.
Got gloves on? Okay, come around on this side, back of me. Okay, I'm gonna have my friend Ralph, because I gotta hold the camera. Or you know what? You hold the camera. It's running already, right?
Yep. Don't touch the screen.
Try to come a little bit in. So what we're gonna do is, same procedure, okay? I'm gonna try to get this pump in from right here. Remember, this pump pretty much fell on, but there you go. See how easy that was? The pump is in there. I'm gonna take the camera from him. Did you get a good angle?
Yes.
Perfect. So I need my light. Give me one of the bolts. So what I'm gonna do is, guys, I'm gonna get the pump in there and I'm gonna put the bolts in. I'm gonna put the two bottom bolts, so I'm not gonna be able to hold the pump, hold the camera, and do the bolt. So let me get the pump in there and put two bolts, and then I will show you. Okay, so got the pump in there, and this is how I'm reaching out, like I showed you guys. So this is the only way. First I had to do it by hand, and you don't want to over tighten any of the bolts. So just do enough and try to go into an order where the pump is just not gonna leak. So I'm gonna do crisscross, and then we'll come back and we'll put the tensioner.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so we got the pump in. Now we need to get the tensioner in. We're gonna bring the camera down a little bit so we can see. So remember, this was on the top, and we're gonna get this baby right here. I can't see you blocking my view out. Back a little bit. So I'm gonna catch one bolt. Right, record from right here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay.
And then we got the second bolt is gonna go up there. And there we have it. Make sure you catch the threads. I'm gonna go get the proper tool. We're gonna bang out both of these bolts. Got it? I just need rags and shit up to the in my hand. Ready? So I'm gonna take a 12 millimeter from right here. 13 millimeter, I'm sorry, 13 millimeter. Make sure you catch the threads, because if you didn't catch the threads, you'll be asked out a little bit. Give me an angle. Good angle there. There you go. So it's in there, but it's not tight. I don't want to tighten it with the drill. That's why I wanted my tool to come back handy dandy. And this guy's, yeah, there you go. Nice and tight. And we'll do the same thing up here. Come on, little guy. There you go. Nice and tight. Don't snap the bolt either, okay? And this is the reason why you see this bolt. That's the reason why I took off that little mechanism for the belt drive there. Okay, so this is tight. Leave it alone. All right. So that's it. Let's see if this tensioner come out. And what I'm gonna do is, this is how you change the belt. You're gonna get this a random 10 millimeter bolt. I'm gonna just stick it right here. Can the camera see that? Right there. I'm gonna release the tensioner. So the tensioner. Let's get the belt on. We're gonna go back. Putting the coolant in.
It's already recording now.
Alright guys, so we got a green antifreeze. This is what the customer brought. Usually it's green or blue, but whatever floats your boat and keeps the engine nice and cool. So we're gonna fill up the antifreeze. I do have an airlift tool. I usually suck all the air out of the system, but this is how it's gonna get done today. Stay back a little bit. So I'm gonna top it off to the neck. After that, drive the car around. Maybe check the coolant tomorrow. Long as the car don't overheat, you're good to go. But it's a massive leak, you know, we fixed it and we're good to go. And make sure you check your radiator cap also. I mention that all the time. It's a $10 piece, but it's worth keep an eye on. Okay, let's see if Mr. Ralph has enough antifreeze. You have another bottle? You don't? Right. Okay, that's that. All right, I think I have some here for him. Here you go, Peak. Different brand, but it's also green. There goes nothing. Oh, you only need a little bit. All right, so I'll check in the reservoir here. Bring it over here.
I put some yesterday there.
You put some in there? Does it have some in there? Okay, it got more than enough. Halfway is good. But it might go down because since you had a leak here, since I'm gonna explain this to Ralph. Since you had a leak in there, the water pump was leaking, the system no longer is under pressure. That means when it needs to suck some, it won't suck it from the reservoir because it'll suck it from the leak. It'll be the reverse reaction. So now since it's sealed, it will suck from here. This will drop and this will drop, which is how it's supposed to be. But you should have to top it off. Anyways, thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. And don't forget to, I'm going to squeeze the pipe here so some of the antifreeze can go back into the reservoir. And this is like leveled up. So here's his radiator cap. We're going to finish it out with the radiator cap. After that, drive your car around, let it run idle, put the heat on. You should have heat. These Nissans are really picky on the heat. So if you're doing this kind of job, your heat doesn't work, that means you need to use a bleeder system. That means you need to airlift the air out of the system. And I do have a tool for that just in case we need to do that. We will do that. Anyways, thank you for watching my video. Too much talking.